Hello everyone, this is Men's here. I'm going to be doing a battle in the M53-55 that somebody asked for. I'm going to be running with the Top Gun, the 8-inch howitzer, but I'm going to be using pretty much all AP, which might sound a little bit crazy, but as you see here, the AP does just under 1500 damage per shot. The penetration at 241 isn't all that bad. So long as if I hit most of my shots, I should do fairly decent, let's see, but we'll see. I'm kind of skeptical. I usually do not use AP rounds on any of my artillery, but I know that some people have, and depending on their luck, they have been successful. But this isn't Mountain Pass. This is actually a decent match for me to try this on. It's not the best map, but it should give me a decent amount of shots to be able to hit people that aren't really moving that much. Now, the M53-55, even though it's a tier 9 arty, people actually do use this for clan wars in place of a tier 10 artillery, only because it's probably the best tier 9 arty, and compared to the T92, that comes after it, I actually kind of like this better with the HE shells. Who knows about these AP shells? This is the first time I'm trying this. But this is a very mobile tank, even though it is large. And the only downside is you are kind of large, but you do have a decent half-rotating turret and a wide gun arc, so you can cover most of the map without moving very much. So let me see if I can't get a quick shot off here once people spot the tanks crossing here, or if they do. It would be very nice if they do. Okay, there's T-34. Let's give this a go. And I missed. So in between shots, I always like to fine-tune my location and other stuff like that. I don't know why they're pushing each other, but that's kind of odd. But it always helps in between shots for the higher tier arty to kind of move around to get better angles. You never really want to stay still, just always keep moving. Let's hope he stays there. There we go. Just right over 1400 damage. And the M53, the only reason I'm trying this is it's not completely crazy to do this, only because it is very accurate, and the penetration on it's good enough that you'll be able to pen most things that you hit in the non-track areas. Now it looks like they might be pushing over the bridge here, which I don't have a shot on, unfortunately. Now, one thing with Mountain Pass that is a little bit of a negative for tanks where you don't have a huge shell arc, where the shell travels up higher and comes down straighter, is the mountains do kind of block your shots if people get out of the areas that you're firing at primarily. Let's see if I can't hit this T-29. I'm just seeing where his move pattern is, and just missed. Now, I do have enough time. I'm gonna set up on top of this little hill here just to get a little bit higher up so I can fire over the ridge. Well, if I can get up there. I'm kind of cutting it close to my reload and aim time. I probably could have done this a little bit sooner. Alright, so I'm going to aim over here first. I just have a little bit better shot. And this Panther didn't really seem like he was moving very much. Let's see if I can't get a good shot off here. Okay, stay still, stay still. Looks like he's gonna move up to here. I really have to start helping that. I hit him. Hell, that worked out pretty nicely. You always kind of want to guesstimate people. I figured that, he's not happy. Kind of figured that he would be moving up where that, that tank is, just so he could have a little bit more cover, and it really paid off. It's always nice to kind of study how your enemies are moving, and if you can predict them well enough after enough matches in Arty, you can pull off some shots like that, and it really surprises people. And that guy is still pretty mad. I can hit this T-29 here. Just hope he stays there, or I can hit the WZ. HE probably would have finished them both off, but I'm trying to do this all AP. Okay, so next up, let's hit this T-29. I just need him to pop out of his little cubby hole. I don't think that's going to happen though, so I'm actually going to aim for that WZ again. Now HE here would be the better choice, but then again I am doing this, never mind, somebody saved me from the embarrassment of just missing him. Okay, so our team's doing pretty well. I'm actually going to start moving up on the front lines just to get better shots. I can't really hit the enemies where they are right now. They're almost all tucked towards the flag and in that 1 and 2 line, so I'm gonna just move around a little bit to get better angles on them. Okay, so I did not think that there were still tanks there, but I guess there was. Maybe let's aim at this E75 instead. It's going to be a little tough going through his frontal armor, depending on where I hit him, but luckily he is still right now. Let's see how this goes. Oof. Pinned him right on the back of his turret armor, or I think it was his turret roof armor. It might have been the back of his tank, but I'm not complaining. Okay, so next up I'm going to aim at the Arty, just because, never mind, I will not aim at the Arty. I'm instead going to go after one of these Tigers, which I know I'm going to be spotted here, but I should be able to survive one shot, so I'm not too worried about it, as long as if he doesn't hit anything important. But it looks like I missed that shot at the Tiger too. I probably could have held off for another second and took a better shot at him. But overall, even though I don't recommend using AP the entire time on the M53, it's better to kind of use HE and AP together. Since this is a very accurate Arty piece, you can hit most of your shots with this direct on, and AP isn't exactly the worst option that you can choose at times, and in most cases it is better if you know that you have a, say, 75% chance of hitting a tank. But in the end though, like most Arties, it is really dependent on the random number generator, depending on where your shell flies, and if it depends on hitting the aiming circle or completely flying off into the blue. But in this match at least, got a little bit lucky, and I should have a decent amount of damage here. So yeah, I got the top damage in the match, even compared to the enemy team, right around 4,200. And I only did 4 direct hits, but those 4 direct hits really caused some damage. And even though some of the tanks weren't full HP, it definitely helped using AP over the HE. And as you see there, still made a decent profit. Didn't really have to use any of the premium HE rounds like I sometimes do in Arty for the extra splash, so the AP will save you a little bit on that. But overall, the M53-55 is a very solid Arty, since it does have this rotating turret and the wide gun arc, so you really can well, the wide gun arc is because of the turret, but you really can cover most of the map without having to reposition your hull. But the large size does mean that you can be spotted fairly easily, and you can't exactly hide behind a lot of cover that other tanks would. But if you look at the tech tree here too, the stock configuration of this isn't all that bad either. I used the 155mm gun for quite a few matches in this before actually switching over to the 8-inch howitzer, and the 155mm isn't all that bad at tier 9. You do lack a little bit of oomph with only 1200 average damage, which actually sounds like a lot compared to a normal tank, but due to that low pen, you're most likely going to be in the 600-700 range if you hit an actual tank. But this is probably one of the easier stock grinds, especially for an Arty piece, and definitely compared to other tanks. But once you do unlock this 8-inch howitzer, you really open it up with the HE and the AP shell, and you really can do quite a lot of damage for a tier 9 Arty, and you're a little bit more reliable than most tier 10 Artys. You're definitely more reliable than the tier 10 Artys like the T92 that have very bad accuracy, and you can just miss all your shots in the match and absolutely do nothing. At least with the M53, you know that you're going to hit at least 50% of your shots and be able to do damage with them. But overall, this is a very solid artillery piece, and it's probably one of my favorite. I don't really own many Artys, but compared to the ones that I have played, this is one that I actually do keep. I only have kept these two, the premium LE FH and the FV304, and aside from that, there's no real Artys that actually stick out that are very fun to play, unlike these few. But anyway, thanks for watching my video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also check out my website, wotguru.com. Thanks for watching.